Hey, this is Nico Allegre from Corona, California, just submitting my video responses to the follow-up questions. So for the first question, which of Greatness Media's core values do I most identify with? I would say love deeper. As someone who is in recovery and seeing a therapist, a psychologist, I really see how my own anxieties, fear, and self-loathing just prevented me from reaching my full potential. And so by being able to learn how to self-love and be self-compassionate, I've been able to grow more confident and be able to have more serenity and peace in my life. And I think that's something that the world needs, and I love that that is a part of Greatness Media's core values. For the second question, when, where, and how do I do my best work? When, I would honestly say it's the first half of the day from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. because that's when I'm the most amped up and I'm the most ready and I have fresh ideas, fresh energy. And then how I continue to let that energy go on for the rest of the day is really, for the second question, where it's when I am surrounded by people who inspire me, people that I can learn from, people that I look up to, people who are just accomplishing great things that I've always wanted to do. And so it's being encompassed around that continues to help me do my best work. And how do I do it? It really starts with me asking that question of what is the best alternative we can do and why haven't we done it. I love to dig deeper into what are those alternatives, because then it gives me a better understanding of the history and context of things and where we're at currently. And then in order to push things forward, you always got to innovate and think outside the box. And so at least for me, where that comes from is being inspired and getting that from disciplines that maybe aren't related. So for me, my biggest passions are hip hop dancing, streetwear and sneaker culture, anime, Disney, Marvel movies, pop culture, video games. And so it's kind of looking at all those industries and seeing what they're doing and then taking that into my professional life and what can I do to push those boundaries, and just staying inspired that way. So for the third question, how has my past experience set me up for success in this project coordinator role that I've applied for? I would say since I've been a media planner for the past 3 years, it's really taught me how to just deal with crises on a constant basis and just constantly juggle it and prioritize. I think that's the biggest thing that I learned is how to prioritize my life and what's important, because there's always, with me working across different accounts, there's always a bunch of clients saying this is so important, this is so important, and so it's how do I manage that along with what I currently need to work on. And so I think that allows me to be able to time manage and just set up priorities for the different projects that are going on for Greatness Media. I think another great thing that I've learned that's helped me be successful for this role is I've learned how to be strategic, insightful, and analytical because I was a media planner. So I've learned how to really communicate meaningful but relatable information to the clients and just making sure it's always what they need. For the last question, in my most recent role, what was a long-lasting impact that I made at the company? I would say it's the relationships that I created and how I treated people, especially during COVID. My last role, I was only working remotely, and so there was no human interactions. And every time I hit up someone, it was only to ask them for something, and then I had to leave, or I just wouldn't ask them anything else. And so it'd be weird, and I really miss having those just chill hangouts and casual conversations. So I would just hit up people on Microsoft Teams like, hey, how was your weekend? What have you been up to? Did you watch this? And it actually made more of an impact than I expected, because as I was leaving, one of my coworkers, he was like, Nico, honestly, you're one of the only people that I really talk to, so I really appreciate those conversations that we've had. And even, in the height of BLM during the summer of 2020, reaching out to my Black peers and coworkers and just making sure they're mentally okay, because I don't know what's going on with them, especially in isolation. It can be hard. And so those have been really great things. And then the last example I have is with my clients, with my relationship with them too. And where after I left, I was told from my associate that I supervised how my client really misses my energy, my vibe, and that really meant a lot because I didn't expect that kind of impact that I left. And I think with that sums up all my responses. Once again, this is Nico Allegre from Corona. Thanks for your time.